If you were to look at our planet from far away, you might see a long thin strip of land holding onto the western edge of South America. This is Chile. It's amazingly long, stretching over 4,300 kilometers north to south. To the east, the giant Andes stand like a huge wall. Border with Argentina, border with Bolivia. To the north it borders Peru, where the dry lands start to change. A dramatic lonely spot on the globe, squeezed between the Pacific Ocean and the towering Andes. In the southern hemisphere, seasons are reversed. When Europe and North America freeze, Chile basks in summer. A massive range of environments: Atacama Desert Central valleys and vineyards, Patagonia glaciers and fjords. It's on the ring of fire. Earthquakes and volcanoes. A landscape still being made. A land born from fire and pressure. The geography of Chile is a story of huge differences, a trip through some of the planet's most extreme places. In the far north is the Atacama Desert, the driest non-polar desert in the world. Weather stations here have never recorded a single drop of rain. The landscape looks like another planet's sand, salt flats, reddish-brown rocks like Mars. Yet even here, life finds a way. When the rare coastal fogs, the Camanchaca, roll in, they give just enough moisture for lichens and cacti to barely survive. Traveling south, the landscape slowly changes. A central valley appears between the Andes and the lower coastal mountains. This is Chile's main area. The weather is Mediterranean, warm, dry summers, cool, wet winters. Further south becomes wetter, cooler, wilder. The Lake District, temperate rainforests, snow-capped volcanoes and deep, clear lakes. At the southern tip, Chile becomes a maze of fjords, glaciers, a land at the edge of the world, vast, silent, and powerful. The amazing variety of Chile's landscapes is matched by the animals that have learned to live in them. High in the Andean altiplano, you might see the vicuna, a thin and graceful relative of the llama, whose fine wool was once only for Inca royalty. Flying high above the Andean peaks is the majestic Andean condor, one of the world's largest flying birds, with wings that can spread over 3 meters. In the southern forests and Patagonian plains, the sneaky puma, a strong and lonely hunter, tracks its prey. One of the cutest mammals is the pudu, the world's smallest deer, a shy and gentle creature that moves through the thick bushes of the temperate rainforests. Along the huge coastline, groups of Humboldt penguins thrive in the cold, nutrient-rich waters of the Humboldt Current. In the dry north, various kinds of lizards warm themselves on sun-baked rocks. The country's isolation has allowed many of its native species to develop in a unique way, leading to a high number of special species found nowhere else on the planet. The human story in Chile is just as rich. Most Chileans today are a mix of European, mainly Spanish and native people, creating a lively, mixed culture. There are also many native people, most notably the Mapuche in the south, who have strongly kept their culture and traditions for centuries. The main language spoken is Spanish, but it's a special kind, full of its own unique slang and sayings. While the country is mostly Roman Catholic, the influence of native beliefs and a growing non-religious feeling can be seen throughout society, weaving a complex and changing cultural picture. Section 4. A Journey Through Time. History, Culture, and Attractions. Chile's national history is a dramatic story of taking over, fighting, and being strong. Before the Spanish arrived in the 1600s, the land was lived in by various native groups, Chinchorro Inca Mapuche. The Spanish taking over, led by people like Pedro de Valdivia, was a long and hard process, especially in the south where Mapuche resistance was fierce and went on for a long time. Chile finally became free from Spain in the early 1800s, led by founding fathers like Bernardo O'Higgins, setting the country on its own path toward figuring out who it was and what its future would be in a fast-changing world. The 1900s were a time of big political and social changes. In 1970, Salvador Allende was elected. His government's big social changes were stopped short by a military takeover in 1973, which brought General Augusto Pinochet to power. The return to democracy in 1990 was a huge event. The country has since worked to heal the deep hurts of its past while dealing with the complicated history of this time. The port city of Valparaiso, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a messy and colorful maze of steep hills, brightly painted houses, and old funicular elevators. The capital, Santiago, is a busy modern city set against a stunning Andean background. And far out in the Pacific, Easter Island or Rapa Nui, another UNESCO site, holds the silent, mysterious Moai statues, huge stone figures that show the cleverness and mystery of a lost civilization. Torres del Paine National Park in Patagonia is a world-famous place for hikers and nature lovers, offering views of granite peaks, glaciers, and turquoise lakes that are almost dreamlike in their beauty. The Elqui Valley, known for its clear skies, has become a global center for looking at stars, with many observatories offering breathtaking peeks into space. From the otherworldly landscapes of the Atacama Desert to the untouched wilderness of the southern fjords, Chile offers a journey through some of the most stunning and wild natural wonders our planet has to offer. Section 5, the Chilean Horizon, a nation's present and future. Today in the year 2025, Chile stands as one of South America's most stable and successful nations. It is a democratic republic. Its political system has steadily gotten better since changing from military rule. The country has handled difficult social discussions and political debates. This ongoing public involvement shows a nation actively shaping its future, trying to build a more fair and representative society for all its citizens, balancing the lessons of its past with the hopes for what is to come. Economically, Chile is a powerhouse, driven mostly by its huge mineral wealth. It is the world's largest producer of copper. However, the nation is actively working to have more variety. Farming, especially the export of fruit, wine, salmon, plays a very important role. More recently, Chile has been making itself a leader in clean energy, using its abundant solar power in the Atacama Desert and its wind power in the south. This forward-thinking approach aims to create a more stable and strong economy for the future, less dependent on the changing prices of just one product. Popular culture in Chile is a lively mix of old ways and new ideas. Football or football is a national obsession, with strong rivalries between clubs like Colo-Colo Universidad de Chile. Traditional music and dance, like the cueca, are celebrated with pride, especially during national holidays. Looking ahead, Chile's main goals are focused on growing in a way that lasts, reducing unfairness and continuing its leadership in science and protecting the environment. The country aims to produce no net carbon emissions, and is a strong supporter of ocean protection, guarding its vast marine areas. Chile's story is one of strength and change, a long, thin country with a huge horizon of possibilities. If you like this video, please subscribe, like, and share, and click the playlist above to watch more videos. Thanks for watching.